feels so good.
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Feels so good.
Oh my God, it feels so good. Feels so good when you treat me like no other, no other. Feels so good when you call me your lover, your lover. Feels so good, one lucky brother, lucky brother. It feels so good, oh yeah, it feels so good.
Hi guys, how are you? My name is Nganawe Shangasa from the Nganawe Live YouTube channel. It is a channel dedicated to promoting a culture of appreciation for South African cinema, film and television alike. I'm very pleased to be here, guys. Thank you for having me. I usually start off these interviews with like very light-hearted questions at the top, so it could be a true or false. Basically, how well do you know your cast member is the question here.
Extremely.
I'm gonna throw in a true or false somewhere there, and then some random questions. If I ask a true or false question about Sandile, for example, can I have Motlatsi and please answer, right? And then vice versa, so you're not allowed to answer Sandile, for example.
Understood.
Speaking of which, Velis or Kalanga or Sandile. So true or false, guys? Sandile is a coffee person.
False. Sandile is not a coffee person.
What makes you guys say this?
Coffee makes him anxious, but he has it when he's tired in the morning. He'd much rather have an energy drink.
And Sandile is a very health conscious kind of a guy. He watches what he eats. He'll tell you about the chromosome of the enzyme in the cholesterol minus C220. What? That I don't get. And so I know that whatever that he takes, he thinks about it, he researches about it, tells us about it. So he's a very health conscious kind of a person.
Sandile?
Yeah, no, they're right, yeah.
Everything they said?
Yeah.
You're not a coffee person at all?
Like, I do drink coffee, but it's not like my go-to. I wouldn't like choose coffee, be like, let me get some coffee. But if I'm tired in the morning, I'll have coffee because, you know, it's available. But like Red Bull, mostly don't want to advertise it. But yeah, energy drinks is what I usually go for. Yeah, quick and cold.
Moving on, this question is dedicated to the guys. Moving on to second, the question is, what can she not have on set? What's the one essential that you, from observation, just pure observation, you've noticed to get her day started, to get going, this is what she needs?
It's a tricky question.
Yeah.
I choose not to answer that.
Why not?
You know what I'll say? Water. Water is what she can't go without. Before she goes to set, she always has to have water, and her tea. She always has her tea before she goes on set.
Swankie is a very she likes to hydrate.
Yeah.
You know, so like
I said, yeah. So always hydrated. Look at her skin.
Stop.
I'm sure.
But she's a baby, I think. In the whole entire cast,
yeah,
she's more like the baby. She's very sensitive. She's very soft. You know, so I think she can't go without the love from the brother. Okay, I'm weak today.
Yeah. She does that.
Is this all true?
This is true. Water, absolutely warm water in the morning with lemon to start, because I have a raspy voice, so I need it. Tea, yes. But Motlatsi's answer, that, like, I am very like, I'm not okay. And because they're my brothers, they're kind of like, oh, okay, you know. So it's the love that goes around the set that I literally can't go around. I think if I was on a set that didn't have a lot of love, I would have definitely been a different character on the show. So it definitely is the love.
Okay, and the last one is to the two of you guys, but obviously about Motlatsi, and this one is a very simple one. While you guys were shooting How to Ruin Christmas, the baby shower, what was Motlatsi's favorite Amapiano song?
Never.
Nah.
You'd never be caught dead.
And
I
why?
haven't even heard him
Play
it.
And why?
Because he's a musician. He enjoys, like, you know, jazz.
Jazz,
He enjoys like
jazz.
rap. He enjoys South African, like, kwaito.
Then he'd walk around and hit you with the
Oh yeah.
just randomly. Then he does this. You know.
Yeah.
So if it's one thing that he does is that I don't know what it is over the
that?
piano. I don't know.
They are very right. I'm not into my piano, and it's not my favorite genre. But the songs are nice. I can dance to at a club or wherever. But I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't find me doing that. But I like them, you know. But I'm just more into like classic music, classical, jazz, funk.
No, trust me, I understand. It's particularly why I asked that question. Actually, yeah. Moving on to the more serious question. So the question I have for Sandile is, you've acted in commercials. What is the one thing you can say you've taken from these other things that you've done before, and how have you applied it into the role that you've played, Lana? How to Ruin Christmas. Which is your favorite format of cinema? Because all these things are cinema. Which is your favorite form? Is it commercials? Do you have a specific reason for that? Do you prefer doing long form, short form?
Okay, what have I taken from everything that I've done in the past, and how have I brought it into this character or this show, How to Win Christmas, The Baby Shower, is how to really dive deep into a character, allowing yourself to really surprise yourself in that sense, diving deep, understanding the nuances, going back into the past, figuring out, when you get into a role, right, you always step into it as if the character was born there, based on the script. He walks into the show and he's there first day. But one thing I've learned from the past is that you can always go back in time, figure out where he went, where he was a year ago, where he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, etc., to make yourself understand why his mannerisms are the way that they are, put meaning to it. So, what I've done in the past has taught me how to do that, and that's how I could get into Sbutwala as deeply as I can. And obviously, having the help of, my brother over here and the people that I work with, the beautiful people of How to Win Christmas, the Baby Shower, they always lecture and teach and help me dive deeper into the character. And then you ask me, which is my favorite? The one that I'm in currently. It's called How to Win Christmas, The Baby Shower on Netflix, 190 countries, 220 million subscribers.
I know that's.
I want to ask a question. Like, as when you are in adverts, is that acting or you being a salesman?
So that's actually where I did also want to go, and I wanted to hear his opinion of how he feels about those also. But I'm running out of time, so I'm going to ask a question that is dedicated to both of you. Guys play a couple in How to Ruin Christmas, and one of the things that I've always enjoyed from season 1 and season 2 is I get most of the. I want to say it is a light-hearted show, but it also has a lot of depth in it. I happen to usually get some of the depth from the relationship between the two of you guys, because it is a pretty serious relationship that your characters have, and the issues that go through, alcoholism, and then there's also what's this parenthood involved in that. How do you guys use that to, like, overall it's a very comedy heavy show or special? How do you guys shift and know how to toe that line between comedy and drama? I mean, they are two sides of the same coin. How do you make sure it's okay, maybe I haven't undone some of the dramatic work? How do you guys always make sure it's okay, I hit the right beats here, even though we're still in the safe zone here as performers?
Wow, okay, that's a very loaded question. I think with Motlatsi and I, when you first prepared for this character, the one thing we said was we never wanted to be funny. The aim was never to be funny. And I think if you look at life and how life works, comedy is birthed in reality. So if you're honest in the reality of your existence, the comedy will play itself. So I think with us, it was not like, we're not choosing genres. We were existing in the story. And the story had depth, but also had comedic relief. So I think,
A friend of mine said comedy is not a joke, As a result, it's one of the hardest genres to perform. And because we're directed by one of the most experienced and incredible director, Johnny Babuzano, it kind of helped us to find the right place to play, know when to stop. But we've got so many takes. The show is edited. When we go, we go. When we shoot, and we don't stop. We have a Nomaini take, and then we have a director's take. Then so we get there, we play. We're not afraid to play when you get on set, right? So at the end of the day, the cut is a cut, right? But I'm sure if you can check the bloopers, if we do have this season, it's quite intense, you know. But you need somebody who has a funny bone, somebody who's got heart, somebody who can think, because it's not slapstick,
Yeah.
you know. So like she said, you need to create the drama. Once you're invested in characters emotionally, then we can tap into their funny bone or not, you know. And I think that's what we're able to do with Swanks, to just find the middle ground of these people. And I mean, the cast as a whole is amazing, so it's great relief to step from him to us. And so I think yeah, man, I say it up. So
Yeah. Just to close it off, you know, we all process and grief in many different ways, and right now I was speaking about the duality of comedy and drama, and I just wanted to ask Ubusi played the character of Udumi, which was a very light and bubbly character, but she's also known off screen to many of you, and I'm sure even as a person of wisdom. Are there any words that she's ever shared with any of you, collectively or individually, that you'd like to share with us, you know, in memory of her?
Never. Busi and I go way back. She was never a friend or a colleague. She was a sister. So even before I met her, before I even cracked into the industry, and the one thing she always said to me is, Swankie, don't be afraid to be bold. She wasn't a quiet person. She was loud. She was bold, and she, even in times where I'd shy away on set because they're right, I am the baby, and be, you know, find my feet, and she'd be like, no, come, be bold. So I think, yeah, never be afraid to be bold and loud. There's enough room for you in every single room that you walk into. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time.
Please don't let me